I don't remember how young I was the first time I had a conversation like this, but I do remember the last time. I was 27. My father called me at work. He was in a depressed state. He was going to kill himself. Take good care of your mother, he said. That tone in his voice triggering all those familiar patterns. Part of his borderline personality disorder and manic depression included manipulation. I felt that tightness in my heart. What if he really does it this time? Followed by, why do you have to do this to me at work? The crisis was averted that day, yet I did make it perfectly clear that I was not going to put up with that again. I had to come to terms with the fact that he was who he was, and I was part of him. From him, I learned the difference between lying and omission. While he never lied, there's many ways to present the truth. It wasn't all bad. He taught me how to love travel. We drove all over North America, as far south as Mexico City. He spoke to everybody, charming them with his Australian accent. He showed me that everybody has a story. Best of all, he taught me to be curious. He was committed when I was 14. We didn't have much of a relationship until my early 20s. There were times where I didn't even know where he lived. Our relationship would consist of him showing up at my downtown workplace and calling me from the lobby phone. I can still remember hearing on the news the body of an unidentified male was found, and how my body would tense until I knew for sure that it wasn't him. That all changed the day he won that damn phone. He loved it because it was free. He paid the $20 a month, and magically we had connection. The phone aged. He would never buy a new one. It was still perfectly good. So how do we get him a new phone? I went down to the local mobile store and I talked to the manager. Of course, she knew who he was because he would chat with everybody. I told her the situation. She was all in. We picked a few phones that we could use as options. The stage was set. Of course, my dad would show up on his schedule. That day he showed up around lunch. I said, well, let me walk with you, all casual like. I scanned the store for my collaborator as soon as we entered. She was nowhere to be found. My heart started pounding in my chest. I took a deep breath and just started praying that she would miraculously show up. We were next in line when she came walking in the door with her lunch in hand. She met my eyes, quickened her pace, put her food down in the back, and came back out. She was moving towards us, saying she would take care of my dad. Her performance was Oscar-worthy. She was all focus. My dad was saying, well, you don't give free upgrades. She's like, you're right, but that's what it shows in my computer. She pulls out the options. He picks the one he likes. While it looks like I'm casually leaning on the counter, I slip my credit card underneath the lip. It goes off without a hitch. He goes home with his new free toy, and we leave with our connection intact, as well as the peace of mind that it provides my siblings and myself. Later that day, I was asked, are you proud of yourself, manipulating an old man like that? Why, yes, I am. We can use what we learn for good too, you know. While my father was far from perfect, I do know that he did his best. Grieving what could have been, loving him where he was, and through him myself, warts and all, is some of the hardest work I've done. I'm still my father's daughter, still talking to everybody, still curious, and yes, I can still smell BS from a mile out. I love you, Dad. I miss you.